What's up, people? I'm back. But just to let you know, I won't be here Friday because my brothers chipped in and they chipped in to send me to this spa weekend thing. And they're both sending their wives to, to like babysit me. So I won't be there by myself. So that's their contribution to making sure that the situation that we were facing does not materialize into like round two. So yeah, somebody pointed out that, all these problems I've been having all started once I got that jab in there right. I started thinking about it. It's like, yeah, I mean, I had like a sore throat or something like that. But this is like, like crazy stuff that's been going on for the last year or so since I got that stupid shot. So those of you who are smart enough to avoid it, my hat goes off to you because you were smarter than most of us. So let's get started with today's advice column. I know you guys are like, what? She's actually here. It's been so long. Hi, everybody. I just switched over to the chat, so I can see the chat. I see everybody here. Thank you for, being patient and let me work my way through this drama. Your mother too, Shay? Girl. I just, if you could just roll back time and I could just undo that one decision, that would be the best thing I think I could ever do for myself. But, it is what it is. So I just got to roll with it and deal with the stuff that comes and then just try to make it work. That's what we're going to do. My shirt, this was a birthday present from my brothers. It's so rude. It says, being the same, you can't really see it because the writing is like this pale pink, but it says, being the same age as old people is weird. That's what he gave me for my birthday. I said, you suck. What could be? Well, you may not have read, it's up on the community wall. I had like this vicious headache, and that's just how the other one started. So they told me to go to the emergency room so they could run tests. And so that's why I missed last week. But yeah, I'm okay, but so it's all right, but shit. Fuck all that. I'm not trying to do round two of that bullshit. So anyway, let's move on to our questions. Question number 1 of the week, we have, I forgot to say how many we have. We have, 26. My first day back, and she's going to give me an extra one. Anyway, question number 1 is a young lady in the 22 to 27 age group from Lubbock, Texas. Summary of issue. I am 26, and I don't know how to not tell my boyfriend everything, and I think it's making him bored of me. Oh, my God, he's just... he's sick of you. I'm getting sick of you just hearing about it. Let's see what you got to say, though. I tell my boyfriend everything. She's stupid. Honestly, everything. If something small but good happens in my day, I tell him my family problems. This is my first relationship, but I worry that I have no mystery, and I don't know how to stop since I'm an oversharer anyway. We've been dating almost a year, and I worry if I change how he may think something is wrong. Any positive advice and tips would be much appreciated. Well, you done already told your draws now. But let me tell you something about talking about your family business like that. That's their business. You just one of them just broads that I always talk about that don't have nothing going on in your own life. So you borrow from everybody else's. That's what you're doing. It's extremely disrespectful to them to go and spread their business that you might know because you're their relative. But that doesn't mean that they want everybody in your circle, because now your boyfriend, if he got a big mouth, then he's going and telling his friends, gossiping with them. So now all these people know your family's business because you couldn't keep your damn mouth shut. You don't tell nobody's business but yours. Not your girlfriend's business, not your brother's business, not your sister's business, not your neighbor's. It's none of the boyfriend, husband, it's none of their business. It's none of their concern. Women just talk. There's a video on the channel called that Women Talk Too Damn Much. You need to listen to it so you get a clue about what you need to do and how you need to handle yourself as you roll through the world. One thing you do not do is leave a person behind that knows all the intimate details of your life like that. He is a mere boyfriend, and you so young, and then so this dude's gonna know all this stuff about you and your relatives, and then y'all break up. Now what? You done given him all kinds of dirt and tea on these people that he probably doesn't even really know. But don't you understand how sometimes stuff comes back to bite people in the butt when someone has too much information on them? In this day and age of identity theft and all these other crazy things that are going on, women, listen to me. Shut your damn mouths. Stop telling men all your business. You don't tell them about your girlfriend's raises. You don't tell them about your girlfriend's sex life. You don't tell them about your sister's husband's marital problems. You don't tell them about some woman that you know who got a termination. You don't tell them about somebody who's got bad cramps. And you don't tell the men anything about your female friends. Nothing. Female family members, nothing. Keep your mouths shut. This is like one of the keys that most women just don't seem to understand. And do you really think a man wants to know all that stuff about your friends like that? Don't you think maybe it makes him uncomfortable, but he don't know how to tell you to shut up? Because he don't want to hurt your feelings. If you have the man who does want to know that, then you really have a problem. Because now you know he's collecting data. What's he doing that for? What's he going to do with that information that you so happily provided to him on some other women? You're stupid. You are a little dumb girl. I don't know who told you that this was a good idea, and you think oversharing is going to give you brownie points and make you be closer to people or something. Nobody cares, okay? They listening because it's going to be, like I said, there's two kinds of dudes. Those that don't want to say nothing, and they just listen, like they not really tuning in. They just hear you go, like in the Charlie Brown thing. Wah, 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 wah. That's what it sounds like to them because they're not tuned in. They don't care. The other kind of guy is dangerous. Those are the opportunists. And even if he doesn't do anything himself to try to hunt up these other women, he's going to set your girl up, your sister up, your auntie up, your great niece up. Somebody's going to get set up because he was listening to you give him information about this woman's resources, her mindset, her health, her whatever. You over there blabbing and telling all this stuff and setting your friends and family members up because you can't keep your damn mouth shut. Women really just need to shut up. Just shut the fuck up. Stop talking. If you don't have nothing to talk to a man about that concerns you or something you read on Facebook or the internet or some news show or something like that, then don't say nothing. Go in another room and read a damn book. Girl, I have seen some stuff in my lifetime. You know, that's the problem when you get old. You see all kind of shit. And a lot of these dudes, I mean, the women don't even understand. He's only with them because he's a come up. And so you sitting up there telling about your friend and what she got going on and what she's doing and buying and, all the stuff. And then you set yourself up to get, you're going to be the transfer chick because he's going to bounce over there. Because you already told him how to get to her and what her relationships failed and the arguments and what she's looking for and how her past relationship didn't work out. You done giving him you giving him a straight map to get to these other women that you're talking about with your big mouth. And them kind of dudes are going to take it and run with it. I just don't understand. I don't say nothing about my female friends. They know my friends' names. That's about it. They know when I'm going out with my friends. That's about it. If we can go out on a double date, then they meet my friend and her new man. That's about it. Other than that, they don't need to know nothing about what I'm doing with my friends and what my friends are doing. It's not their business. Likewise, I don't want to know about their friends either. Because usually, they have some raggedy friends, and then you end up being like, you hang around with raggedy people. I'm not trying to deal with you. Yeah, I mean, this is a very important lesson that I think Maybe that's why Candace put it first. So many young women don't get it. They don't look into big picture. They only look at, this I'm bonding with my man and I'm telling my man, about my needs and my wants and things that happen to me. I want him to understand me. He don't give a fuck. Seriously. Question number 2. This is a female in the 18 to 21 age group from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Summary of issue. Should I not keep my love life a secret from my sibling? Okay, so one told too much and this one don't want to tell nothing. Oh, this is interesting how she put them together. I'm a 20-year-old female, and unlike my friends, I don't like sharing details and information about my romantic situations with my family. I like her already. My sister, on the other hand, is the type to tell us everything, and she expects me to do the same. We usually tell each other a lot because that's how our relationship has been created. Well, yeah, siblings. When it comes to my romantic life, however, I don't want to tell her anything, Deb, like at all. I just don't feel comfortable. I don't know why. With my friends, on the other hand, I don't mind sharing information at all, but you don't need to do that either. I have asked some friends if they tell their siblings about their romantic life, and they told me no. Who tells their sister about their romantic life? LOL. On one hand, I feel guilty for not telling her about my love life, but on the other hand, I just don't want to, and I don't feel like sharing any information with her. I've always been a very reserved person and kept things to myself and never told my family. I don't even want to tell her that I'm dating someone. I don't want to upset my sister, but at the same time, I feel guilty because she asked me questions about my love life and I don't tell her anything. What should I do? Keep doing what you're doing, but stop telling your friends. Add them into that routine too. They don't need to know. You don't need to know. I'm telling you, women, you all talk too much. You sitting over there telling your man, your friends how much money your man got and this bonus he got and how good he be putting it down and all this other stuff. And the next thing you know, they going, well, I look better than her. I'm smarter than her. I got a better job. I got more money. I think I like this dude. I'm going to snatch him from her. And voila, the next thing you know, your big mouth done wrote a check. And now your dude is over there with her because she's a better deal. And she done learned what he don't like and what he likes from you. So she knows how to come in again with a map and just be picture perfect and have his nose wide open because you told her what he likes, what he doesn't, the fights you've had. You just tell her everything. You should not do that. What happens in your relationship should stay in your relationship just between the two of you. If you feel the need to start spilling your guts and telling all these other miscellaneous people all the stuff that goes on in your relationship, go see a shrink and tell them. Okay? That's what you do. My goodness. Question number 3. This is a female in the 28 to 34 age group from Vista, California. Summary of issue. I wonder where that is. My boyfriend doesn't want to spend his birthday with me. My boyfriend is 33, turning 44 next month, and he doesn't want to see me on his birthday because he wants a day to himself where he can switch off and do his own thing. And you believe that? We've been together for 2 years, if that matters. Well, it should be like you should be wrapping things up right about now. He said if we lived together, then he would happily see me and relax with me by his side, but we don't. I understand he is someone that likes his own space, but it hurts me that he doesn't want to see me on his birthday. He isn't a massive fan of birthdays anyway, but he is still saying for his birthday he wants to just be alone, to go on Discord and play games and go to football practice. I feel like this question is from someone who is in their early 20s, not someone who is in a relationship nearly in their 30s. Yeah, I agree with you. But the issue is what you're going to do about it. If my boyfriend that I've been with for 2 years doesn't plan to even not spend the whole day with me, but not even see me on his birthday, we would have a problem and it would be called breaking up because I would know what that means. Special days and holidays and events and stuff like that, you spend with loved ones. If he's not willing to spend it with you, you're not in the loved one category. Whoever he's going to spend it with is. So that's the only information that you need to know. That's all you need to know. Yeah, he got other places to go and other people to see and other things to do. And it ain't about you. That's why I said, that's such a clear message. That's such a clear message that whatever this 2-year shit is that they had is over. She doesn't get it though. She doesn't understand what that means. Because he could spend, like the day after or the day before, or even like part of the day with her. Say, I'll spend the morning, just playing games and hanging with my friends or whatever. And then, let's hook up around 4, 3, 2, whatever. And then I'll be with you for the rest of the day. We can have a nice dinner. We can do this and then, and you can help, sing happy birthday to me and stuff like that. Right? Right? Isn't that what a normal couple would do? So, I mean, I understand, having to divide his time up. It happens like that when you get married. Um, or you got to like satisfy both families. So like for holidays, what we used to do, we would switch off. One year we spent Thanksgiving with mine and Christmas with his, and then the next year we would flip it. And so our Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day, we would usually have brunch at his mother's house on Christmas Day. And that's when we would open all the presents. So, you got to like negotiate that kind of stuff when you're a couple. But birthdays, we always spent birthdays together. Even if we dragged around all over the universe, visiting different people, we were together on both of our birthdays. So I don't understand this kind of stuff here. Yep, I think it's a clear message too, Ash. I mean, I'm saying like she just not, she ain't reading the room. Let's move on to question number 4. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group from London in the UK. Sum of issue, Deb, what would you have given this? Would you have given this man a second chance? Oh, God, no. I met through uni. We were both in school. Were in a seminar group together. Nobody cares. She texted him a couple of days later. They met up. The first date was amazing. He walked me home and we kissed. He initiated the second date. The date was again great. We had so many things in common. This was also the first time I went to his place after our date and we slept together. So that's on the second date, okay? We kept seeing each other from then on. I would say on average we saw each other once to twice a week. He was traveling a bunch for work. Before I went on vacation, maybe after 6 dates, I asked him about being exclusive. He said that he didn't want to rush things and he doesn't mind if I have fun with other guys too. He was not dating other girls, he told me. Okay. After summer, we kept seeing each other. 3 months of dating, I asked him wherever this was going. He said he wants this to become a relationship one day, but a relationship is not a contract and is still a bit early. We kept seeing each other. Things were going great. Then every 3 weeks or so, he would spend the weekend somewhere else, saying he was visiting friends or moving somewhere else because of work. In December, I gave him an ultimatum. I said that I really like him, but that I was not willing to be his situationship any longer. Okay. And I asked him to either commit to a relationship or I said I would not see him anymore. He said he admitted that he has feelings for me. He doesn't know why he's so hesitant. He said he would forgive himself for letting me go, blah, blah, blah. I swear that's in the nigga script book. He's 100% certain about me, but not as sure about other things in life. He said it was understandable that I want a clear statement now. He's going to use the time and think things through. We didn't talk for a week, and then he called me. He basically repeated what he had texted me before, saying that we're either a couple. Oh my gosh, she just has so many emotions. Or I'm leaving him. He agreed on us being in a, quote, relationships. Now 3 months have passed. Then one evening, it was early. Okay, he sent me a text saying that, asking if we could talk. On the phone, he told me that he had just broken up with his girlfriend. They were a couple for 3 years. She lived in another town, approximately 5 hours away by car. He has been a coward for not breaking up with her much earlier. He apologized for hurting me and betraying her. He had not loved her for a long time, but he never had the guts to quit things. He admitted that her family had been a major reason for him to stay in this relationship. When looking back at it, he got on with them super well. His own family lives in another country. Would you have given this man a second chance? Absolutely not. Would you guys have given him a second chance? First of all, he lied. Second of all, he cheated on his number one girl with you. And then he lied to you about it. And he lied to her about it. So to me, that's a trifecta of poor character. Now, it would have been better if he said, I'm in this situation. I'm trying to get out of it. So I don't want to, involve you in anything. We can hang out a little bit here and there. But, that's as far as it's going to go while I figure out what I'm going to do over here. Then she would have been put on notice and he would have handled his business, right? Like a man. But no, he want to figure out some way to use somebody, get some nook for free, have some woman thinking that, he's, because when she come ask him questions, right, instead of just tell her, he dodged the issue and played the game, to string her along to keep her on the hook. So this is, once again, young ladies, boundaries. If you want a certain kind of relationship and the man in question is not willing to say solidly excitedly and willingly and what's the other word? Voluntarily, yes to what you propose, or he better yet, he's the one who's proposing it. Then don't waste your time. She kept dating him anyway, in spite of all his dipping and dodging and not wanting to. And straight telling her, well, you could go have fun with other guys. I mean, I don't know what kind of sign she needs to know he wasn't serious about her. If a man's serious about you, he don't want you even looking at another man, let alone going out with one and possibly sleeping with him. He's like trying to stake a claim. He ain't trying to share. So that alone should have told her what time it was. He ain't into you like that. You just a piece away from his other woman that's like local talent. So I don't know. These poor girls. Question number 5. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group from Oxnard, California. Summary of issues. Should I break up with my unemployed boyfriend or wait it out? Oh. Oh my God. I'm really stuck at a crossroads right now. I'm 24. I've been dating my boyfriend who is 25 for about 3 years. Wow. Y'all, they start young and dating these people for a long time. Throughout these 3 years, I have progressed through different jobs, new apartments, and feel like I'm in a pretty good place in my life. Can't say the same for my boyfriend. Well, then what you doing with him? Waste of time, trifling, 2-bit piece of whatever. The entire 3 years we were together, he was at the same dead-end, low-paying job, looking for other jobs but never actually following through on getting hired. That is, until a month ago, I moved into a large apartment and his lease was ending, so it was the next logical step for us to move in together. I was excited until day 2. I wake up to a phone call from him that he has randomly decided to quit his job. So for the past month, he's been unemployed. This has caused extreme stress on me because I'll admit I'm a control freak, but also because he has no idea what to do. He applied for a sales job and put 2 weeks of free training into that until he realized it was a scam. He has been trying to start his own company for the past 6 months, but has no clients. He has been door dashing here and there, but his car is having problems now and he can't do that. It's all just piling up. He's not really actively seeking jobs, just doing small things here and there. He has no savings and only enough money for next month's rent. Deb, I'm so stressed out. When I try and explain why I'm a little stressed, he gets upset that I'm not supporting him and just stressing him out more. I 1000% can afford this apartment on my own. And in fact, at this point, I feel like him aimlessly wandering is holding me back. You finally got a clue, huh? We had a trip planned for his birthday, but we canceled it because we can't afford it. He can't afford dates or casual outings out. I feel like he's holding me back, and I don't know if I should just wait around for him to get his shit together or if it's a lost cause. A lot of these habits I know he picked up from his family: short-term attention span, irritability, and anger. No drive in the right direction. But I can't end up like that. My parents have no idea he doesn't have a job because I don't want them to look down on him. Why? It is what it is. Why are you trying to protect him? All of my friends are telling me to run. We live together, though, and I also feel like it would kick him out. He would have nowhere to go. Not your problem. And nowhere to make money. Again, not your problem. I'm worried that he will fall through further into a hole. Good. Then he'll get himself up and dig himself out of the hole. But as long as you're there cushioning the blow like a mommy, taking care of him, he has no incentive to get off his ass. You put a roof over his head, you put food in his stomach. You keep the lights on, you pay his bills because you know you don't have no money. So you're paying his bills, all he's doing is contributing to the rent. You're paying his share of everything else. So I'm trying to figure out what you're getting out of this. A little D, that's it. That's all you're getting. And then you're treating this man like he's a child, taking care of him. Girl, you tripping. 22 years old and dumb. I'm a ball of stress and I have no idea what to do. Please help. I can't help you because you just want to be stupid. It's the thing, the second he told you that he quit his job, you say, come and get your shit and get out. Because one thing I'm not going to have is somebody mooching off of me. I'm going to put your stuff on the other side of the door. Make sure to get it here in 15 minutes so you can get it. Because other than that, we're done here, sir. Now, had you done that, guess what? He would have got himself a job because he would have needed one. But see, since you were supporting him and filling all the blanks and stuff, he has no incentive to do anything. He just whine and cry about how you're not supporting him. And you should tell him, I'm just a girlfriend. It's not my job to support you. I'm not your wife. I'm not your mother. You got me confused with somebody else. So get your shit and get the fuck out. Especially if he's not on the lease. Now, if you made the mistake of putting him on the lease, then you're an idiot. Okay, before you were just stupid, but then you would have morphed into idiotville land. Because you don't put somebody on the lease who don't have no money and no job. So if he's not on the lease, you just politely kick him out. Because he's a squatter. He's a squatter, and squatters don't have any rights. Yeah, I don't know, return his ass to the wild. I don't care where he goes, but he wouldn't be up in my house. I'm just saying. Let us move on to something that's hopefully more sensible. Question number 6. This is a young man, 22 to 27, of mixed race. He's a Cancer from Boulder, Colorado. Summary of issue. My girlfriend looks at me too much and it's making me uncomfortable. Can you imagine just looking at her? Should I tell her? I have noticed that my girlfriend frequently looks at me. Like when I'm watching TV, I notice her looking at me for several seconds, and then she turns away when I look at her. She looks at me when I'm doing some work. When I sleep, I catch her staring at me. I feel a little uncomfortable for that. Is she feeling uncomfortable with me for some reason? I want to say something. I don't know. I asked her, but she says nothing, and she was acting shy. I don't know what is the mystery if it's just her habit to stare. But the way she responds when I catch her is very adorable. She always tries to change the topic. What should I do? Your girlfriend is madly and crazily in love with your stupid ass, and you don't even know what's going on. Is she have something to say? Are you dumb? Seriously. You don't know what that means? When you be like so enchanted with somebody, it's like you just can't get enough of them. You just sit there and stare at them. Even you watch them talk, you watch them eat, you just watch them walk up and down the hallway. You watch them watch TV, you watch them breathe in their sleep. That's how you do, because it's like you just want to just drink in their essence. That's what's going on. She is crazy in love with you. So what you could do to make her stop staring is do something more proactive. Like when you catch her staring, grab her and lay a kiss on her. All right? Get that tongue working. Make some magic happen. Do something like that. That's not going to stop her from staring at you, but at least it would kind of, divert her attention to something more productive. Let me put it that way. And let me move on as well before he starts going down a path that we don't need to go. We don't know that he's dusty. We don't know that. You stop. We don't know he's dusty. He just naive and silly because he don't know. Yeah, he never been, these young people, they like their first real romantic relationship. And so they don't know what's going on. And so, but I mean, that just seems so basic though. I mean, even if you have like a little kitten or a puppy or something, you stare at it because you think it's just so adorable and cute, right? So I'm just like, I don't understand why he doesn't get what this means, but whatever. Question number 7. This is a male in the 42 to 49 age group. He's African American from Lakewood, New Jersey. Summary of issue. I am 42 and this is my first time dating a single mother. Deb, I'm a 42-year-old male, no kids ever. I'm child free and I'm 6'5". Wow, you tall. This woman is 32. She's 5'1". Oh, my midget. And one daughter who is 5 years old. We hit it off instantly. Like me, I'm talking like fireworks. We are seeing each other weekly as our schedule and life allows. We've been to each other's high place. I slept with her at hers. I have not met the kid. She was married for 12 years, recently separated. Dating we 5 months after and then found me. She initiated the online dating. She is no joke, Deb, a hardworking RN with her own condo, a great parent support system too. Okay, so her parents help her out with her kid, okay. I just feel that after a marriage that long, 5 months is a little quick to enter into a relationship, but I just don't know. I looked at it at many angles, but she's got her life in order more than I do, to be honest. Do you or the ladies have any advice for me? After meeting her, I threw my rule of not dating single mothers out the window. This one really blew my socks off. I'm going to tell you what, sir, what you might not know, because a lot of men don't know this. Okay, she was married for 12 years. I'm betting that for at least 4 or 5 of those years, she's been easing her way out the door emotionally and psychologically from her husband. So see, what men don't understand is by the time we actually break up with you or divorce you, we've already healed. We've done all that while we was in a relationship, asking you to change, asking you to pay us more attention, asking you to do what you say you're going to do, ask you to step up and be, what the person that she needs you to. She's already gone through all of that, right? So all the time, all she was going through all those exercises and trying to get you to listen to her and to change and all stuff. She slowly, every time you fail, every time you disappoint her, every time you don't come through, she's breaking up with you little by little. So by the time a woman actually packs her stuff and leaves, she's done. It's over. So men who are so clueless, they start their healing process that day. She's been years of healing. She's ready to go to the next relationship. So that's the part you don't get. You thinking, well, they only broke up 5 months ago. So you're thinking man style. Like, well, the relationship was great. I thought I was happy. I thought everyone was happy. And then you get slapped with that divorce paper and you'd be like all shocked and appalled and surprised. But she's been leaving you little by little because you didn't pay attention to your wife. Same thing happens with girlfriends, although not with me. I just be like, you're fucked, I'm out. It's real quick. But you just, most men don't understand that and they don't listen. So when their woman is trying to talk to them and express her needs and feelings and what's wrong in the relationship, they don't fucking listen. They just feel like, well, I'm still getting, I'm still getting what I want in the bedroom. My meals are being served and the house is clean. What else is there? That's all they think about. Your wife has an emotional side and she needs to connect to you heart to heart. And if you're not giving her that kind of time and attention, and it's not physical, it's like emotional intimacy that she's looking for. She wants to feel like she's connected to you heart to heart. And if you're not giving her that time and attention, y'all ain't cuddling on the couch and smoochy wooching and cooing and gooing at each other and stuff. And I don't care if you've been married for 20, 30 years. You still have to do that. And if you're really interested in her, that wouldn't be like something she would have to ask you for. You would be willing to do it. But so many men find everything else to do other than that. And if you're a relationship, you got to keep your woman happy. She has to be tied to you emotionally, more so than anything else. If she's not, the relationship is going to start to deteriorate. And so what you're looking at, sir, is a woman who been finished with that man. She's so done with him. Like I said, if they was married for 12 years, most likely she was divorced. Her healing process was 3 or 4 years before it actually happened. So don't worry about what she's doing. You worry about yourself. Okay. Question number 8. This is a male in the 22 to 27 age group. He's Asian, he's a Gemini from Los Angeles. Summary of issue: how should I respond to, quote, "you're too nice"? I'm stuck in a mental dilemma of what to write, so I'll just leave it at that since that is all I really want to know. I've been told that by several women, and I need to understand what it means. Thank you. It means you don't have a spine. That's what it means. It means there's no romantic tension. What does that look like? That looks like a guy who has a spine. Like if he doesn't always ask the woman, what she likes sometimes, you know what I mean? Would you like this or that? Whatever. But like, well, what do you want to do? Well, just do whatever you want to do. Okay, that comes across as wussy. It comes across as indecisive and like you don't have a plan. What women like is a man who's a take charge guy. That doesn't mean that you have to be a control freak or boss around. It just means she's like, hey, you free Saturday? She's going to say yes. What did you have in mind? That's when you step out with you, pull out your man gene, and you say, well, babe, I got the stickers for this and that. Blah, blah. And I figured, I know you love Italian food, so I figured we could go try this new Italian restaurant downtown. I made reservations for 7. So it's 7:30, right? I'll pick you up at 7. So, be ready, look cute. And then we're going to go to this jazz spot and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. So, he has a plan. So he's not like bossing her. That's not what I mean. But he's telling her that he's got a plan. He made all the preparations for her. All she has to do is show up, look cute, be pretty, and be responsive to what he's going to be talking about and trying to do. And then it's all good. That's what she's like. So if you come on a date and you get her in the car and she says, well, what are we going to do? And you say, oh, whatever you want to do, just what do you want to do? Okay, you're going to come across as too nice. If she is late for something or she does something that's, rude or inappropriate and you don't check her. Now, I'm not saying you got to cuss her out and call her bees and all this kind of stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you say, hey, I don't like that. If you tell me that you're going to be somewhere at a certain time, you need to be there. This is like, adultery 101. I'm not about that life where people just think you can just treat me any old kind of way. So this is your warning. Okay, get it together, chick. That's stuff like that you tell her where, what's up and what the expectations are. You don't just let her run all over you. And like I said, notice how I said that I didn't raise my voice. I didn't use profanity. I didn't cuss her out. But I was firm with her and said, these are the boundaries, this is the expectation, and you gonna either adhere to it and treat me with the respect that I deserve, or we don't have to do this. That's what being too nice means. Most dudes who are too nice don't have a spine. They're very afraid of people not liking them. They're people pleaser types. And they're scared if they tell a woman no, or, they don't want to do such a thing, or, stop, or don't talk to them like that, or whatever, or what their expectations are, that she'll leave them. Bye, bitch. I mean, what you want from me? And don't think this, I'm just being me, because it's the same thing I tell women. You don't let people treat you any old kind of way. So that's what being too nice means, sir. And it's like the death knell for a man in a relationship with a woman. She has to respect you. For a woman to fall in love with you, she has to respect you. If you don't carry yourself in a way that commands respect around her, or even if she sees how you interact with other people, she's never going to fall in love with you. Not the way you, she might like you a lot, but it's not going to be that mad, undying kind of love that everybody wants to have in their life at least one time. It's not going to happen. So take that under consideration, and then you can read, what the ladies have to say over here in the chat. Question number 9. This is a young man in the 22 to 27 age group, African American. Well, no, this is black. I'm sorry. He's an Aries from Manchester in the UK. Summer issue. My mom, I just love the way my mom is angry because my girlfriend is 5 years older than me. What should I do? I'm 24. My girlfriend's older than me. She's 29. I love her so much. She's always loved me a lot. She also understands me well, more than anyone. I love her cute smile. She has always respected me, even if she is a few years older than me. Like, she always asks my opinions about various matters and places them over her own opinions. I said to her that this is not good, but she says that I am her world. I noticed that she sacrificed her own needs and took care of me when I was very sick due to COVID, when my own parents didn't come to see me for the fear of getting infected. She is doing all of the household works for me and continuously checking my condition while maintaining quarantine rules. Even now, she loves me so much that sometimes I feel like she loves me more than I love her. Oh, that's not good. When I introduced her to my mom, and I don't know when, she asked her age, and then she became very angry. She even assaulted her in front of me and called her old woman. Wow. Oh, too bad that wasn't me, because I would have ragged her. I have grabbed her hand and we left together after that. Now my mom is constantly texting me and saying for me to dump her, or else she, my mother, will stop contacting with me. I don't know what should I do in this situation. What she has done with my girlfriend was very disrespectful, but I don't want to end relationships with my own parents. Please advice. I'm going to tell you this, young man. Once you start having a sex life, your priorities are not your parents. Your parents' work is done. Okay, you in your 20s, you a grown-ass man. You don't worry about what your mother likes. So, I know you don't want to be disrespectful to your mother, but if I were you, I would tell my mother, Mother, what I do and who I screw and who I love is none of your business. You worry about you and your man. Oh, you don't have one. You think your control freak attitude might have something to do with that? I'm going to tell you this, Mother. If you don't want to talk to me because I'm in love with a woman that's a few years older than me, then that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to turn to block my phone now, so don't call me anymore. Just leave me alone. And then that would be the end of that. Mom, who gives a shit what mom feels? You know what I mean? Mom, because see, my thing is really, if I were him, I would tell my mother, you know what, Mother? Don't be mad because I found somebody that I like to fuck. Okay? I'm a grown man, and that's what grown men do. So this don't have shit to do with you. Stay in your envelope of mommy, okay? Your job with me is something completely different. I have needs that you cannot fulfill, okay? Not going, and wouldn't even think about it, okay? So stay in your envelope and don't worry about where I put my Johnson. That's what I would tell my mother if she came at me like that in front of my girlfriend. I would just like ream her right in front of the woman and just say, okay, baby, get your stuff, let's go. And then we would leave. Because as a grown man, you have a decision to make. Are you going to be and let your mother run you for the rest of your life? Are you going to stand up to her just like I just said, the too nice thing? Are you going to stand up to her, show that you have a spine, and that you're not going to let her treat you that way? Nor is she going to treat anybody that you love that way. So this becomes a test for you, my young brother, of how you going to handle your mama. You need to put her in check, and you need to do it hard, and you need to do it now, and let her know that you're okay with her. This threat that she's trying to do. She's going to call you before you call her, and she's going to need you before you need her. Trust. And just remind her that. Say, so, I'm going to put you on a timeout. So you going over there because you being a disrespectful little bee right about now. And I'm not trying to have all of that happening. You don't know how to talk to people. You don't know how to act. So you're going to be over there by yourself while you figure it out. And once you figure it out and you're ready to apologize, then you reach out to me. You can send me a letter or something to my house. Because your phone number's blocked. You're not going to be able to call me. And then that would just be that. And she would just be like, you know. But so many men are afraid to. And notice I didn't cuss her out. I didn't cuss her out. I didn't yell and scream. You don't have to talk to your parents that way. But what you do have to do is put them in check and let them know what time it is and how you as a grown man supporting yourself, do whatever you want to do. And like I said, once you have a sex life, you got to make a decision. Are you going to be listening to your mama or are you going to be listening to the women that you screwing? One, you got to let one go. Okay? And I suggest that it be your mother because she got a man. She already did her thing. Okay? That's not going to be somebody that you don't really have a future with your mother. It's nice that you take care of your mother and pay attention to her and all that stuff, don't get me wrong. But that's not your future. Your future, your dreams, your family, everything that you plan to have in the future is with your mate that you have chosen. So you choose your mate over your mother every time. Now, I know I'm going to get some hate email from some of these mothers that be like, no, that's my son. No, bitch, it's not. You birthed him. But after that, he's just a kid just like your daughter. Now, you wouldn't be running interference in your daughter's life and trying to get her to do anything. So leave the boy alone. These mothers just be all kind of out of pocket. And the sons be stupid and they don't check their mothers. I would probably be a bad son. My brothers are really nice. But my mother never did anything like that. She knew her, she stayed in her envelope. I was more of a cut up with my brother's girlfriends and stuff than my mother ever was. Question number 10. This is a female in the 20 to 34 age group from Milton Keynes in the UK. Keynes. Summary of issue. I tried to break up with my boyfriend yesterday, but I failed miserably. He wants marriage and kids within a year. We've been together for 4 in a very rocky relationship. Lots of breaks, and he's mostly been very uncertain about me and my career and financial stability due to my mental health issues. Okay. He turned 37 this year and says he's ready now to marry and have kids and wants to do it ASAP and that he's happy with me now. Something inside me keeps saying no, to the point where yesterday I told him that I can't do it. But I didn't go to the conversation with certainty. I just kept crying and trying to explain. He told me I need to leave like 3 times and I didn't go. It felt too enormous. Because I didn't leave and wasn't certain, I think he jumped on this. The conversation somehow morphed into him persuading me to stay, telling me how much he loves me and wants to be with me and how happy we will be. I wanted to say no still, but I felt so bad and I couldn't bring myself to fully end it, so I said yes. He made me shake on it. You're stupid. Okay, God, why are these women so dumb? Oh, my God. I ended up sleeping with him, tentatively saying yes, but feeling internally like I didn't want to. But I didn't want to leave him, and I never see him again either. I'm stuck. I need to make a decision ASAP. As my lease is ending, and with my housemates, I need to know if I'm leaving by Friday. So that's 2 days from now? He now keeps messaging me saying how much he loves me and how happy we will be having a baby, and I am so torn. He said that he's scared as well, but when I told him this morning that I still need to think. I feel evil and bad for not just clearly breaking it off rather than putting him through this torture of trying to persuade me. It's so selfish of me. Agreed. Help me, please. I feel so torn and so alone. I know this decision is mine to make, but I don't know what to do. You're not gonna do it. Let me tell you why. Your bitch ass is crazy. You sitting up there talking about you have mental health issues. People with mental health issues don't need to have kids. Let me tell you that, because kids will make you crazy if you wasn't already like on the verge, on the edge of the cliff. Having a kid will just push you right on over. But that's the last thing you need to do. Number two is you don't want to get married. So, even people who really do want to get married still struggle and have problems. How do you think somebody going into it who didn't want to be there is going to be weathering the storms that come with the marriage? Plus, you already have a stupid relationship. You said you have a lot of breakups and stuff like that. Why would you even stay with somebody like that till get to the point where he's asking you to marry him? So all I see is bad decision making here all the way around. You're too indecisive and silly to be anybody's wife or mother. You don't have a spine. Do you think you could protect a kid being like you are? You can't make a decision for shit, even when it's in your own best interest. People like you don't need to be parents. That's gonna be a video, because while didn't have shit else to do, of course, I was thinking, and I wanted to do this video. I'm gonna do that. I probably just record it though, about parents and the skill sets that I think that people should have before they even think about having a kid. And do you know that 90% of the people that have children don't meet those standards? They don't meet them. So then their kids grow up all fucked up or they have all kind of problems. And then they wonder why. I'm not saying I'm a perfect parent. I made my mistakes. So, because my thing is like, I don't have patience, which is something that a parent should have. I've never had it though. But of course, I have more now than I ever did before when I was young. But I just don't have enough for what being a good patient parent would require. I didn't have it. So I admit that about myself. No, I would never say that I was perfect because I know my daughter was wishing I would be like, just shut up sometime. But it is what it is. But in retrospect now, I can say that having been through that journey and watched, like my mom had a daycare, so I saw a lot of parents there. She did that for 20-something years. So, full of parents, and I was on her license. I saw the parents too. My friends who've had family, all my aunts and uncles and stuff on both sides of the family who had kids, my cousins who had kids. And so you can see, you can see patterns of who produces smart, productive, salt of the earth type kids and who produces fools that run amok and just don't do anything right. And so there's a pattern there. So yeah, I'm going to talk about that. No, I can't. You gonna super chat? Oh, if you super chat, then I can do it. But I'm trying to be slow on that because they be tagging my videos so much. I just the channel the revenue for the channel is like way down because of my language, and I can't blame anybody but myself. Question number 11. This is a male in the 28 to 34 age group from New York City. Summary issue: am I in the wrong? Or did my date just have no sense of humor? Since you're a man, I already know it's your fault, but let's see what happened. I'm 33 and I went on a date with a young lady of 28. 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Okay, 5 years. Anyway, the date was not going particularly well. There was no chemistry whatsoever. So then what did you go out with her for then? Then she mentioned that she has a friend who was visiting from Cleveland. I say to her, poor guy, he had to live in Cleveland. And she says, well, what's wrong with Cleveland? And I say, well, it kind of has a reputation of being shitty. And she replies, I've never heard that. My friend likes it there. Then I say to her, are you sure you actually have a friend that lives in Cleveland? Or are you just making him up? She, clearly pissed off, states that she has to go back to work and then she storms off. So am I an ass or does she just not have a sense of humor? I'm trying to, where's the punchline for your twisted, stupid joke? What are you, 12? Okay, you think insulting her friend and insulting her where her friend's from is going to be laughs a minute at 33. You really thought that? You're lucky she just left and didn't do like me and cuss you out, like loud, right there in wherever it was you was meeting. You are ignorant. You stupid. You have no couth, no manners, no intellect, no emotional intelligence, and you just about as intelligent as a bump on a log. Now, does that answer your question? You're stupid, sir. Juvenile, immature, ridiculous. No sense, no boundaries, no sensible conversation. You don't understand how to conduct yourself when you meet people. You are like the worst of the worst. I hope I'm making myself clear. You dudes who think that you can get in a situation with a woman and start insulting her and that she's supposed to be like bonded to you and like you and stuff, And that the shit's funny. It's not funny. Insulting people and their friends and people they care about, stuff they care about, is never fucking funny. See, now what she should have done is sat there and sat across her legs and start to read your ass. That's what she should have done. And then let's see the jokes, like jokes abound. Ha ha ha. Oh yeah, look at your face crack. We talk about you. Where are you from? You know, yeah, these dudes, I mean, it's only abusive if you give a shit, you know what I mean? But it wasn't really abuse because it wasn't directed at her per se. It was directed at the conversation she was having about her friend. But still, it was a dig at something that she likes and something that's important to her. That's what I'm talking about. So it wasn't, he's a class one jerk. But, these are the kind of people that you need to just sit there and just be like, and figure out what his sore spot is and then pounce on it and just break his fucking face. That's what he needed. Right quick. That's what he needs. He needs to get clowned. So, sir, I hope you understand. I don't think too much about you at all. If I had been her, your feelings would be so underground hurt right now. Because one thing I'm not going to do is let a man have the last word. Not on me. Not anymore. I used to when I was young, sometimes. But usually I would still fire back with something. But not like I do now. Now I go in on people. I will sit there and take a whole bunch of deep breaths and just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk until you be about in tears. And then don't try to reach for me or something, because then I'll tap you in the neck with my stun gun. And then you'll be sad, real sad. Because I'm going to talk all kind of shit to you. And then you just going to take it because you started it. You start talking shit first. So just be a man and deal with it. And then remember this lesson that I'm teaching you now, so that you don't go out in the public and make a goddamn zip damn fool of yourself again. A monkey motherfucker. Question number 12. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group from Tucson, Arizona. Summary of issue. My boyfriend blames me for him being fired from his job. Am I really to blame? For some background, obviously not. But let's see what the situation is. We've been together about 1.5 years. I'm 24, he's 28. We briefly broke up recently due to infidelity. Both of we got back together. Okay. During our breakup period, he found me at the apartment I moved into with a ring and quite a few accusations. To be fair, some of them were certainly true, but a lot of the things that he was saying felt pretty off to me. Okay, that's irrelevant to the story. We've been together for 2 weeks before I asked him for some space to think about things. During those 2 weeks, he used his company credit card to purchase a plane ticket for me. They had a seminar in Florida, and he wanted me to come. I told him I needed to look at my vacation time and my work schedule to swing this, so I hadn't really agreed to go before he bought the ticket. After I asked for some space, he said he was very upset, which is understandable, and stated that he'd already bought the ticket. He ended up canceling it. Now he has appealed to a board and has been told that he's likely going to be terminated due to him using company funds to purchase a plane ticket for someone that doesn't work there for them. He blames me for this. I do feel badly for him, and I hate that this is happening. But he said if I get fired from my job, I honestly don't know what's going to mean for us. Fuck him. If he doesn't want to be with me any longer, I understand. But am I truly to blame for his being fired? He blamed me for things that I don't believe are my fault before, including infidelity. We're in couples therapy, but this is really rubbing me the wrong way. I know this goes without saying, but some blunt advice is very welcome. Thank you. Yeah, it does go without saying on this channel, because all I give is blunt advice. Let me just say this. Don't wait for him to break up with you. Break up with him now. Says number 2, he doesn't have to appeal to any board. This is our game to manipulate and guilt trip you. There's no such thing. Since the ticket was canceled, all he has to do is say, I didn't realize I had used the company card instead of my personal card, so I canceled it. And it turned out she's not even going to go anyway. So no harm, no foul, right? So none of their funds were absconded with, and he could just easily say it was a mistake. It was he used the wrong card or whatever. And since he says, when I realized that I did that, I immediately canceled the ticket. So what they going to do? There was no fraud that actually took place. The company didn't really lose anything. If I was him, that's how I would have played it, like real quick. That lie would have just materialized on my tongue so fast. But the main thing is whatever he does with his company and his company's credit card is nothing to do with you. You have no authority to use that card. You sign the card. You don't even know the card number. You don't have anything to do with the card. That's all on him. Now, the fact that you two were broken up and then he cheated on you and you got back together with him, what was you thinking? This guy is someone that you can't trust. You wasting your time going to couples therapy for a mere boyfriend? Girl, you know what you do when you have a boyfriend that's stupid? You trade him in for another one. Because you know what? They all stupid. They just stupid in different ways. And here you are wasting time, energy, and your benefits to pay for therapy with a boyfriend that's stupid and cheats and lies to you and manipulates you and gaslights you. That's what you're doing. So I hope you wake up. There's nothing I can really tell you other than that. You have to make the decision yourself. Well, it wasn't his ring. She said he found her with a ring. So I'm thinking the ring was from somebody else. Question number 13. This is a male in the 22 to 27 age group. He's mixed race with black and he's Aquarius from the UK. Summary issue. I am almost 30 and I've been focusing on my career, education, wealth building, etc. But I've never really experienced dating or having a partner. Okay, so what's the problem? My story, I grew up poor. My parents were broke and didn't really experience childhood like most people, like going abroad. Dude, what are you talking about? Going abroad is what the rich people do. You tripping. I didn't have internet till I was 16. Okay, well, that's poor. It was sad seeing my parents' lifestyle, and I guess my motivation to have a better life came from them. We were living in a house full of mice. Ew. I was always a quiet, fat kid in school. I didn't really socialize that much because I was more interested in my career, studies, and making money as fast as possible. At 18, I had a choice of chasing women or chasing money. I chose money. Good for you. And that changed my life. I first lost 84 pounds. Now I'm living a healthy lifestyle. Once the money came, I basically experienced the things I wanted to. Going to water parks, traveling, MMA, and language learning. I've achieved my PhD. Damn, look at you go. A career, and now money is not a problem anymore. My parents were shocked at my achievements because they had never seen them before. Even my snobby relatives and friends thought I was a failure. I cut most of my family members out of my life as well, those because they didn't deliver any value to my life. I like this kid. I'm now surrounded by people in relationships for a while and having children. Not really experienced being with someone romantically, so I'm not really sure what to feel. I don't necessarily believe in marriage. I think it's a business for lawyers. Don't know where to go from here. I'm not emotional about this, but I'm definitely lost in this area. I would suggest that you get yourself some therapy. Thank you, Leandra. I suggest you get yourself some therapy because even though you've made yourself a success by social standards, you still have like a lot of emotional wounds that's coming through in what you're writing here. There's no way you could have gone through what you went through and not have any. You pushed them down very well and made yourself a success. I got to give you your kudos. I mean, you did the damn thing. You got a doctorate and shit. I mean, I know your parents are like, what? We made this. But, you know, you are an exceptional person to be able to come from where you came from and to achieve all of this at such a young age. You're not even 30 yet. But I want you to get some therapy because there's a lot of loose ends you need to tie up. And once you do that, then you'll be free to open up emotionally. You won't be so afraid. And the part of you that feels like you're not good enough and you're still that poor, undeserving little kid living in a mice-ridden apartment, you need to get rid of that. That kid needs to be hugged up and removed from your existence. But you can't do that by yourself. You're going to have some professional assistance. And I think after you do that, you'll be able to recognize and appreciate when somebody loves you. Right now, I don't think you'd even be able to recognize it if it came your way because you're still too involved in the past. Still got a chokehold on you. So do that, please. And then if you can, write back in a year or so, if you remember, 6 months, whatever, and let me know how you're doing. I'm very curious. Just want to let you know I'm proud of you. You did a good job. You did a good job turning your life around. This is amazing, as a matter of fact. But that's the last piece of work that you need to do, okay? So take care of that. Question number 14. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group from Boston, Massachusetts. Summary of issue. No matter what I do, I am clingy and people pull away. How can I stop? Oh my God, a Klingon. She said, I've roasted him. I need to be roasted. This isn't just partners. This goes for close friends and potential partners. Whenever I become really close to someone, I become extremely clean. Quality time is my primary love language, and I love spending time with others. Okay, first of all, I want you guys to understand what I'm looking at here because this is very telling. This young lady wrote this letter in all lowercase. Nothing is capitalized. The I is not capitalized throughout the whole, what I'm looking at as I scroll down. She does not capitalize the I. The only thing she capitalizes is the first letter of the paragraph. But see, that's probably because of Microsoft Word, not because she typed it as capital. You know what I mean? Because it automatically capitalizes when you hit return like that, and it knows that it's a new paragraph. So that's probably the reason it is capitalized there. This is interesting. Okay, so she says her primary love language is quality time. However, I've taken this to the extreme because sometimes I would get into a routine of seeing someone, speaking to someone often, and it's mutual, and then they begin pulling away, and I start to feel a panic building inside of me, and sometimes the people pull away for good. I've tried therapy. I tried to just deal with it. I tried to spend time alone. I tried to hang out with other people. I tried to invest in myself and my hobbies, and it's helped. But I also think I really need to change my mindset. I recently started to setting boundaries for myself so I know that I can only control my own behavior and not others. But do you have any advice on how to stop being an overbearing and panicky when all of this happens? Well, if you would stop being clingy, you would never reach the point where all of this happens and you wouldn't need to get panicky and overbearing. What you need to figure out, I mean, it's very simple here. You need to figure out, because nobody can do this for you, only you know the answer to this question, what it is that you are looking for from other people like this. What is it you think they can give you that you can't give yourself? That's the only question. That's it. There's something you looking for, something you trying to get from these other people, because there's something in you that you feel is empty. There's something missing, and you're looking for it from other people. What is it? Now, when you figure out that, and you have the answer to that question, then you can be on the road to recovery. But until you just avoiding the main issue here. You're talking about, I get hobbies and that. Okay, but you're not doing the inner work. Because all of these things that you're talking about are like Band-Aids over the problem. Be it on a hobby and investing in yourself and others. Those are Band-Aids. You're not pulling out the root of the issue here. So why do you do that? There's a reason. You need to acknowledge it and deal with it. Well, she can't master the art of detachment until she figures out why she wants to be. It's like this, you go to the doctor and they figure out, oh, look, your leg is broken. But in the meantime, it's like you try to figure, oh, why can't I walk? Why can't I stand up? And so you just looking at, well, I'm just going to walk and stand up. Maybe I'll hold on to stuff and, somebody will prop me up and then I can get to that destination over there. But you're not really getting to the root of the problem, which is your broken leg. It's the same thing with her. The root of the problem is something's broken, and she needs to figure out what that is, because all this is just covering up the issue. Question 15. This is a young lady in the 22 to 27 age group from Atlanta. Same issue. My fiance won't let me eat whatever I want. Oh, how's he stopping you? This is interesting. My fiance is 27 and I'm 24, and we've been engaged for 4 months. I'd like to preface that other than this issue, we truly have a great relationship. He is very kind and respectful, and we rarely disagree or argue. I love him very much, and I want to work on some sort of compromise. It started with my fiance asked if we could eat healthier. I have never had an unhealthy lifestyle. I eat out maybe once or twice a week, and it's typically something like Chipotle. Occasionally, I'll get a burger somewhere. I also indulge in a zero sugar pop every now and then. My cooking is generally normal, not super healthy, but not extremely unhealthy by any means. My only unhealthy habit has been caffeine energy drinks. Pre-workout, oh, no, you were going to keel over with a heart attack. You tripping. But I've severely limited that since he asked me to stop. My issue lies in the fact that there is zero compromise. I've completely changed my lifestyle. Every meal I cook is healthy. I limit to 1 sugar-free soda a day. I don't snack. I don't eat sugar. I also don't eat out. Occasionally, I would try to break these habits. For example, his brother got us a pack of Oreos, and I tried to eat one, And my fiance physically took it from my mouth. His reasoning is that they're not healthy. If I occasionally want to pick up food, he gets upset because it's not healthy. If I try to snack, he takes the food from me. If I get an energy drink, he dumps it out. He makes comments constantly about what I eat and gets upset if he doesn't approve. I've tried to talk to him, but he just says, I want you to take care of yourself. Or, am I not supposed to care about your health? I don't mind being healthy, but at some point, I want to enjoy food. I don't want to be self conscious about what I eat. It came to a head last night when he thought I grabbed a second Coke Zero and got upset. I didn't even grab one, he just thought I did. I'm not really upset, but he was too stubborn to hear my side, so I just asked for space. We still haven't resolved the issue. Have you ever heard of anyone having this problem before? Nope. Well, not this exact problem, but yeah, somewhat. Am I wrong in wanting to indulge every now and then? Is there a compromise that I'm missing? I want to add that I'm not overweight and I'm pretty active. I'm no fitness model, but I'm also not unfit. First of all, nobody needs to drink soda. I don't care if it's sugar free or not. That shit is like cancer in a can. So for that, I'm definitely on his team. For your stupid ass to be having energy drinks and then going to work out, have you lost your mind? Do you know people? I've seen people pass out in the gym from doing that. Well, we had to call 911 and their asses got carted out with the AED machine because their heart was like, they needed to be defibrillated. Stop doing that immediately. Don't you ever do that again. Nobody needs to drink energy drinks. If you need some fucking energy, then go to bed earlier. Okay? This is just stupid. Now that I've given you the lecture on that, because your dumb little ass, and I'm talking people in their 20s and 30s. I'm not talking about old people. They keel over because their heart, it starts being so hard, the rhythm gets all messed up, and then they pass out. And we had to use an AED on them and shit. Leave them energy drinks alone. Okay, those, I don't know why people drink those things. Secondly, you need to have a talk with your boy. Okay, you talking about you. What did she say? Hold on a second. I'll just flip the page over here. Chipotle, high in sodium, just off the chart. Look on there, the nutrition sheet on there. Nobody never needs to eat. If you got blood pressure problems, you African American, Latino, Asians with blood pressure problems, nobody needs to eat Chipotle. Okay, I'm sorry. That shit is just way too much sodium. Same with Wingstop. Just junk food galore. And the sodium is off the chart. You didn't fuck around and have a stroke or heart attack or something. And you get your cooking is generally healthy. I'm not sure if I can agree with you on this because you think that drinking energy drinks and sugar-free soda is, quote, healthy. So I'm not real confident that your assessment of what a healthy diet is on target. Neither do I agree that he needs to be snatching food out your mouth either. But what you need to do is go and see a nutritionist and get some professional advice about it. And then you tell your boyfriend when you become a RD, which that's a registered dietitian, then I will listen to your advice about what I eat. And that's why I went to see a professional. So you shut up and leave me the fuck alone. I'm going to eat what this RD recommends and everything else I want to, and you just going to like it. And if you don't want to, then here's your ring back. Because one thing you cannot do is let him hold marriage out like a carrot on a stick to control your life like that. Although, like I said, I have to agree with him, but what you calling healthy and, it is not. Because I'm not really hearing like a whole bunch of vegetables and fresh fruits and stuff going on in your diet. So I'm trying to figure out where the healthy part is. I think you are confused. I think you need to go see a dietitian. And I think you need to leave Cokes, sodas, whether sugar-free or not, and all energy drinks the fuck alone. That's what you need to do. If you're tired, go to bed. Take a nap. Question number 16. This is a male in the 22 to 27 age group. He's Caucasian from San Jose, California. Summary of issue. Why are guys who get a lot of girls single? If I got a lot of women's attention, I would have been in a relationship since I was 18. I never understood why the guys who are good with women and know how to attract them stay single. What's the reason? Do they just pretend to get a lot of women or what? Some of them do. They just pretend. They not getting they getting cussed out and rejected, but they play it off like they got, all these women call them and all this other stuff. Here, they really don't. The other ones who actually do, sometimes they're just players. They're not trying to be settled down with anyone. They just go from woman to woman, woman to woman. Usually they have a damaged sense of self. They can't really commit. They don't even know how to be in a relationship. So they stay with a woman just long enough until it starts getting real, and then they bounce off to the next one. And then the third option is they don't really like women. They're gay. They just use the women, all the numbers of women for cover. So those are your three options, okay? That's why they stay single. Question number 17. This is a male in a 35 to 41 age group from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Summary of issue. My partner is addicted to shopping for shoes, handbags, and clothes. I haven't counted, but she has something like 20 handbags and 20 pairs of shoes. Shit, I have more than that. Not handbags, but I definitely have more than 20 pairs of shoes. She has many clothes that there's no space for them. I think I have about 8 pair of like gym shoes. I like Pumas. All the closets are overflowing in every room. She frequently sorts into some big piles and donates them to thrift shops. That is after attempting to sell them online fails. I do want her to be happy. She's also addicted to television, but she seems to get a lot of joy from that, and she spent over a decade studying, so I can understand wanting to just relax out for a bit. My partner has a good career and is a chartered accountant. I've encouraged her to spend time with friends, but it seems almost all she does with her friends is go shopping. It's just we are too often spending more than we earn, and that is like the worst habit that you can have. At least we bought a house, but we really need to focus on paying down our debt more. We share finances, and I make a lot more than her at the moment, so she's earlier in her career, mid-tier while I'm a senior. How can I go about dealing with this situation? You should stop sharing finances. That's what you should do. So when she spends, she's only spending her money. Now, why your dumbass bought a house with somebody who's this fiscally irresponsible? I don't understand that. The best thing you could do though is not marry her, because then all her debt become your debt. That would be ideal, but you need to get your money separated from hers. Yeah, I bought me a Puma t-shirt dress. It says Puma on the front. I bought it at the outlet store. It's cute. I'm going to wear it the next time I'm on the channel. That's what I'm going to do. But yeah, I have Puma, like, I don't know, probably about 6, 7 pairs of Puma sneakers, different colors, different styles. I like how they fit my feet. So that's what I wear when I work out. Question number 18. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's African American from Virginia. The male in question, same age group. He's also black. Summary of issue. I broke up with this guy who had signs of being controlling and abusive, and I'm confused about the initial red flags. Well, but you already broke up with him, so what's the big deal? Look at this long-ass letter. Girl, be writing me books. This is ridiculous. I've been seeing this guy for 4 months, and we were official for a month. He was treating me well, and I was so happy. But then I had doubts because of his behavior. He's addicted to popcorn. Oh. He wants us to do freaky things that disgust me that he has seen on the movies, but I tell him no. He continues to ask me, saying that he will get to that point in the relationship where I will do it, and I constantly tell him no, I won't. I didn't think it was that the addiction was serious, but I think it has distorted the way he thinks about intimacy. He's also very controlling. He doesn't want me to go and hang out with my friends because he thinks guys are going to be all over me. He said he doesn't trust anyone. At first, I thought it was cute, but now I think he's starting to show toxic signs. You must not have been around this channel very long to think that shit's cute. I done warned you, women. The first sign they show that. You need to check them and not allow that. But here you go. Sometimes when I say something that he doesn't like, he would squeeze my wrist hard. And you didn't kick him in the nuts? And I would try to tell him to stop, but he won't listen. Nuts, nuts, nuts. Mine. I noticed that I would get really scared. He calls me a garden tool, and that I'm crazy in a joking manner. I've tried to tell him several times that I don't like it when he says that, but he brushes it off and says that he's joking and just having fun. Today we agreed on giving each other our phones to go over. I gave him my phone. He was dumb, and he gave me his, but he refused to give me the passcode. He pushed me away in a playful manner, then locked himself in the laundry closet to go over my phone. I tried calling him several times to give me my phone back or give me the passcode to his, but he was quiet and never answered. I tried to open the door, but he was holding it, and I didn't have the strength to open it. I felt helpless. I called him till I got tired and frustrated. I went outside to catch some air. I was crying. I came back, and he had gotten out of the closet. I asked him to give me the passcode to his phone, or else I would leave, and he would never see me again. All he said was, give me my phone back. I've gone over his messages on his laptop one time, where I found he was texting and flirting with another girl right before we became official. So he said this was his way of repaying what I did. So I packed up my stuff and left. On my way out, I blocked and deleted his number. Deb, is this the right thing to do? What could I have done sooner? I feel like I should have left him with the first red flag, but I gave too many chances. You're right. You're exactly right. Not only did you give him too many chances, you just went into Stupidville. Giving him your phone? Why would you do that? Why would you give a man your phone to go through like that? Fuck that motherfucker. He said, I want your phone. You wanted you. I'll shove my phone up your ass. That's about the only way you're going to get my phone. Now, if that's what you want, we could do that. Okay, let's see where you started fucking up. Okay, he was addicted to popcorn and you knew it, and yet you got into a relationship with him. Okay, stupid. That was a stupid mistake. He wants us to do some stuff after you told him no, and he keeps asking you anyway. And they're going to tell you you're going to end up doing it anyway because that's what's going to happen. So that's violation number 2. They disrespect from your boundaries and refusing to listen to your no. So then, he want to do some crazy stuff in the bedroom. You told him no. Okay, then he wants to be controlling. He don't want you to, go with your friends and telling you that, he doesn't trust anyone. That means he doesn't trust you. So that's red flag number 4. Sometimes when he says he would squeeze your wrist hard, that's red flag number 5. Now he done escalated to physical abuse. Then he calls you names. That's verbal abuse and emotional abuse. So that's number 6 and 7. You don't like it. He laughs it off. That's number 8 again. Boundary violation. We gave each other our phone. Stupid mistake. Stupid decision. That's number 10. You fell for the okie doke. He knows you dumb when you did that. Okay. So, no man is going to respond to you with respect when you don't respect yourself and you don't have any boundaries. You made so many mistakes here, it's not even funny. So this is like number 9 and 10. So, just from this letter, just from what you highlighted here, and I'm sure this is not the whole story of your relationship, you made 10 major errors in judgment. You let yourself be mistreated. You stayed to let him mistreat you more. You never told him, you do some shit like that again, I'm out of here. Or better yet, just get up and leave him alone. By the time they start grabbing on you and, doing physical things to you, you should have left that second. There shouldn't have been no more chances to do anything else. You left him over a fucking phone, but you were still with him when he was grabbing your wrist and calling you names. Notice that? That's why I'm having a problem with you. Let me move on because you're pissing me off. Question number 19. This is a male in the 22 to 27 age group. See, this is why my doctor told me not to do the show. I feel it now. This right here. It starts hurting. Okay. Male 22 to 27 from Charlotte, North Carolina. Summary of issue. What's the point of dating if people are going to leave you once they get to know you? I just don't understand. You can spend so much time with a person, have all of these deep emotional conversations just for none of it to matter, just to find out months, maybe even years down the line that none of it matters, that they never cared about you or how hard it was to open your heart out to them. I was in a long-distance relationship. Well, there you go. You fucked up with this girl for a whole year just for her to cut it off like it meant nothing because it did. Long-distance relationships aren't real. What's wrong with you? And I spent every moment trying to make her happy, trying to do things and prove that despite the distance, I loved her, all for nothing. To her, it was absolutely nothing because she's one of them quality time folks. And you wasn't spending no quality time, sir. The love languages? Somebody just mentioned that earlier. When you're in a long-distance relationship and you have a partner that needs quality time, you can't meet their needs. And even if they was loved you at first, they're not going to love you for long because they're not getting their needs met. You're like all whining and trying to be all pitiful and make it sound like it's, that the people owe you something no matter how, no, your way of trying to show her that you loved her wasn't meeting her needs. And to her, it didn't mean that you loved her. She can't receive what you was doing because it doesn't match her love language. You can't meet somebody's needs for quality time, intimacy, and that kind of stuff when you're on the other side of the country. Okay? So what you should have done, instead of going through all these conniptions, was realizing that a long-distance relationship is never going to work and just let it go. Find you somebody local, and then you wouldn't have that problem. So here you are whining and stuff You know, you meet someone again and just wonder, is it even worth the risk? What's the point? I thought as I got older, this would get easier. Opening my heart up is not an easy task. And I feel like an idiot every time I do, and it's never changed. I don't think love exists, like real genuine love. Not the love that just feels good to say. Sometimes I think maybe I just put too much, oh my God, this guy, emphasis on moments I share with people. To others, I'm just another guy from that one time somewhere. Knowing that just kills all of my desire to ever really try anymore. Well, then don't try. What you want from me? Shit. I mean, you know, you put yourself in a stupid situation. I mean, never have I ever in this channel anything I've been doing for the last 30 years recommended long distance relationships. They never fucking work. All they are is something that keep people from being bored because you know you have some issues with intimacy. You can't really be with somebody up close and personal. So you have this person that you see on a screen. You fly in and have a hot weekend every 6 months or so. You know, you talk to them on the phone, and it's all, oh, when we get together, it's like a lot of fantasy, wishes, and hopes and dreams, and all this kind of stuff. So the romance level is very high. The fantasy level is very high. You know, you can project this person's perfection and all that stuff because you don't get to see them on a day to day. You don't get to see them, you know, what they really look like when you're not there with no makeup on. You don't really see how nasty he is, and he never changes his underwear. It has skid marks in him, except when he comes to see you, when he tries to put on the show of being clean and fresh and showering every day. You don't see the real person when you're in a long distance relationship. You see their representative, okay? And by the time people get tired, either get tired of perpetrating that fraud, or they meet somebody who's, you know, local who can meet their needs better, then their long distance relationship goes up in smoke, and that's what happened to you. I don't know what you want from me, dude, but don't do that anymore. If you can't date somebody that you know, about 30 minutes away from max, then don't date them. You can't date over a computer anyway. So this whole idea of a long distance relationship is just stupid to me. Yes, girl, you know skid marks. You know they be trying to perpetrate like they oh so clean, be scratching all in their butt cracks and stuff, and then sniffing their fingers, picking their nose, doing all kind of egregious things. But as soon as they be around you, since it's a long distance relationship, and you never see it, right? You never see that kind of stuff going on. Because when there's weekends when you fly in or he flies in to see you, you know, he's on his P's and Q's for a couple of days. It's easy to perpetrate a fraud for a couple of days, even as long as a week. But you know, it's that day to day. When you be with them for months, years, you get to see the real food come out. And you know they nasty. You know they nasty. Y'all laughing, but I'm telling you, you know, a trip. And they just don't even care. That's the part that's amazing to me. Question number 20. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's Caucasian from Los Angeles, California. Summer of issue. How to gently tell my friend that I don't want to go to a concert with her. Hi, Deb. I'm having a minor dilemma with love advice on what to say to my friend without being too mean. I have a friend that I grew close with really fast since meeting her within the last couple of years. We are both transplants to Los Angeles, and I have a pretty big social circle. I invited her to pretty much every group social event because when we met, she was really wanting more friends here. For the most part, I'm happy to have her at everything, but my boyfriends, me and my boyfriends have band just announced. No, Fave Band. I say Fave Band just announced a intimate show. And when I tagged my boyfriend in a comment on the band's post saying, me and you, let's go, this friend replied, me too. The thing is, this friend went with us the last time we saw this band. My boyfriend got sick, though, and it ended up just being me and her most of the time. The previous times we saw the band, we were with groups of people. I really want this to just be me and my boyfriend. The band means a lot to us. My boyfriend showed me them, and they got us through lockdown. I'm not trying to say she shouldn't go at all. I just don't know how to explain to her that I don't want to go with her. What are the right words to say to this kindly? Thank you in advance. Girl, why can't you just say, girl, no? 3 is a crowd. It's just going to be me and my man that night. So, you know, I'll catch you later. That's all you have to say. What is this? What is all of this? And when she's talking about me too, you're supposed to tell her, no, you're not invited. This is a couples event. Just me and him are going. That's all you had to say. You should have said it then. So now she's sitting up there thinking it's okay because you didn't tell her no. Grow a fucking spine, why don't you? This is ridiculous that you had to write advice columns because your ass kid don't know how to tell somebody no. Or no, I'm just going to be with my man tonight, not you. It's not just a couple things too. The A and B thing, see your way out. All those kind of stuff that we used to say when I was young. Well, the main thing is I wouldn't even have to be that harsh with it, Sliver. Just tell her, no, it's going to be a couple's night. It's just going to be me and him there, not you. That's, three's a crowd. Okay, got it? And she would be like, oh. And then she would be fine with it because she knows that couples want to do stuff that you ain't going to be a part of. And that's all you had to say to her. My God, why is this so hard? Question 21, female, 42 to 49, she's African American. A tourist from Brooklyn, New York. It's another female, same age group, also African American. Summary of issue. Child under duress in public. What would Deb do? That's a WWDD. Hello, Deb and Candace. Deb, I hope that you are feeling much better and appreciate all that y'all do for the squad. I'm not writing about a romantic relationship today, but for advice about something that happened last week. I'm a 42-year-old black woman that lives in a predominantly black neighborhood in Brooklyn. I was in a clothing store and witnessed another black woman yelling and threatening her young daughter, who looked to be no more than 10 years old. She shouted, "Do you want me to beat you?" Oh, shit. Beat your ass? And Deb, I'm also a black woman who grew up in a black household, so I'm used to the black mothers and grandmothers saying stuff like, "I'm going to kill you," etc. Yeah, they do. And you know it, they don't mean it, so it was no big deal. Not that this should be normalized either, but it is what it is. But something about the little girl's reaction chilled me to the bone. She braced herself and her eyes looked completely broken. Mind you, she was no older than 10. Like I said, I'm a domestic violence survivor and have no contact with my own abusive and violent mother. So maybe this is why I recognize something different in this girl than a usual child not wanting to get a spanking. I want to know what you would have done in this situation, Deb. I know that calling for child protective services or the police on other black people can lead to other unsafe or deadly outcomes. And I did not know this woman or girl, but I also know what it means to go home and suffer in silence with an abusive parent. Should I have confronted her? What would Deb do? Deb, I know how you feel about kids. Please help so that we can all know how to safely assist. Well, I'm not saying my way, because I carry a stun gun and have no problem using it. But I definitely would have walked up to the lady and said, sounds like you are a little stressed out, sister. What's going on? Do you, can I help out? Is there something I can do to help you guys? Because this looks like, a very tense situation here. And if you say it in a low, slow, concerned tone of voice, most people are going to react normally. Now, there's always a chance that she's a crazy, ghetto, ratchet bitch. And she go, "Bitch, don't stay the fuck out of my business." And this and that. She could respond like that. And then that's when you sit on your phone and you call 911. And you let her see you call. It's like, there's a woman here and she's abusing her child right here in the store. This is a description of her. I'm right here. We're under, whatever aisle it is and stuff. Please send security or police to this spot right now. This little girl needs intervention and protection. And just let her see me do it. And because, like I said, I give no fucks when there's a kid involved. Now, the dilemma is this, though. Having worked in with foster kids, is the girl going to be any better off in a foster home? We don't know that. Fortunately, we don't know that. Sometimes you just trade one form of abuse for another. But, we got to roll with we got to take the chance, because we do know what's going on here and this kind of stuff. People don't understand that those kind of emotional and verbal abuses when you're young like that shapes your whole future. It shapes your opinion of yourself, your self-esteem, how you conduct yourself in the world, the goals you set for yourself, what you think you can do, the successes or failures. It just sets a whole chain of things in motion. So I know that's what I would have done, but I agree. I do know in the back of my mind, I've been like, is this really going to create a better situation for this child or not? I don't know that. That's the unknown. But what I do know is she don't deserve to get talked to like that, and she does not deserve to be in a situation like, behind closed doors with somebody's threatening her like that. Because if her eyes looked as broken as what you said, that would have got my attention. That would have got my attention. And so, I would have intervened that way. But like I said, if the woman was like, "Yeah, girl, I'm just like Chester Cheese, this and that," and I said, "Well, let me go buy you a cup of coffee or tea or whatever you want, and let's have lunch or something." Because I'm not broke. I can afford to feed a woman and a little girl some lunch or some snack or something. And let's sit down and talk about this, because, it's probably not a good idea to talk to her like that. And it's not a good idea for you to feel that way, that you would talk to her like that. So let's go sit down and have a snack and just chat this out, sister to sister. If she was amenable, that's what I would do. If she, like I said, but if she got to cussing and acting a fool and threatening me and stuff like that, especially if she tried to put her hands on me, then we would have to, tap her in the neck with Roscoe. She would go down. But other than that, yeah, I would just let her see me calling 911. Say, there's a child at risk. I need you here immediately. The woman is not carrying, not that I see, a weapon. So don't come in here guns blazing. And I would make sure that was on the recording. That's what people need to do. Don't come in here guns blazing. You're coming in here to protect this kid. Okay, so make sure you don't come in here acting stupid and hurt people. Just come and get this woman and get her some help and get this kid some protect this child. That's what you're going to do. And then that would be all on the 911 recording. And those kind of things, like if something funky went down, those things are admissible in court. And so it would be well known then that the officers were advised that the woman did not have a weapon, that nobody was at risk, that there was nothing to be in danger, there was no threat to, the crowd at large or anything like that. They were there to rescue a child from a mother who was on the edge. And that's how you handle that kind of stuff. You make sure you say that on the 911 recording, okay? Don't get caught up. Think ahead. Stay calm and say what you need to say and make sure it's on that fucking recording. But that's how I would do it since you asked. That's exactly what I would do. Sometimes, people are just, because we don't know what's going on in people's lives, We just don't know. Some people deal with stress better than others. Sometimes people can deal with short-term stress, not long-term stress. Maybe she was dealing okay and then some other crisis happened. Now she's just like hanging on by her fingernails. And the little girl asked her for something and just made the woman snap. There's so many ways that but what I do know is as a woman and a protector of children, I would have had to say something. I would have had to, try to do a natural, nice intervention. But if she got jiggy, then she would have got dropped. And that just would have been that. Question 22. This is a female, 22 to 27, from Kansas City, Missouri. Summer issue. This guy asked me what didn't click for me after a date. Should I be honest? I went on a date last night. We met on a dating app. I'm 22. He was 24. His pictures made him look a bit different. And he was very, very kind over text. When we met up, I was surprised to see he was a much bigger person than the one would have believed after seeing his photos. Also, I noticed that he smelled pretty bad, like sweat. Ew. But he was also very, very nice and polite. And we went out and we went bowling and we continued to talk. He has very nice features, pretty eyes, a nice smile, and a cute nose. After he left, he texted me saying that he had a wonderful time and wanted to see me again. And I was honest with him that I wasn't really feeling it, but I'd like to remain friends. I felt like the girl in all of these ridiculous posts that people make online. Deb, he drove an hour to meet me and then paid our bill at the bowling alley before I had a chance to object. After I barely gave him anything other than a rejection. I feel awful. He's a super kind person, and I just felt like I really screwed him over. But obviously, I'm not going to force myself to do stuff with him that I feel uncomfortable with. That's just unfair to the both of us. He asked me what it was about him that didn't click for me, as he's always trying to improve himself. I don't think telling him you're bigger than I expected and smell bad, I'm not attracted to you, is a fair thing to say. But I honestly can't think of anything else. He was a perfect gentleman, opened all the doors for me, asked permission to place his arm around me, and he was a good listener and all funny and charming. I think he's got a personality down pat, but again, I can't force myself to feel attracted. I just don't feel right. I also want to be more concrete in that I'm not interested and I don't wish to waste his time. Ugh, what do I say? You answer his question. I mean, personally, I would never ask that question because I don't give a fuck what you had a problem with me. It just didn't work. Okay, so why ask? I don't care what your opinion is because, what's bad for one person is great in another person's eyes, so why bother? But evidently he really liked you and he wanted to know what the problem was. So you should be at least halfway honest and tell him. And you should say, like on paper and the way you behaved and everything was perfect. I mean, you're a perfect gentleman, all that stuff like that. But one thing that, human beings require is attraction. And it's either there or it's not. And in spite of all the things, that you did that were nice, and I have the utmost respect for you and all of that, but they're just with the chemistry, the heat, it just didn't click. Nothing clicked. It just wasn't there. And it's nothing you did wrong. I want to reiterate that. It's nothing what you did wrong. That's how it is with people, You either click or you don't. This heat's there or it's not. You can't manufacture it and you can't fake it. So I would go that route and I would tell him that so that it's not you, it's not him, it's this mysterious thing called chemistry, which you admit that it was anyway. So just focus on that part. Now, because you know why I want to say that? Because he probably was very clean and showered, but nervous perspiration, it does have a different kind of smell to it. And he was probably nervous and he was in a hot car for an hour trying to get to you and working himself up with nerves. So yeah, he was sweaty by the time he made it there. So you're not going to mention that, okay? Because I'm sure that that's what it was. I can't imagine a man going on a date without having been freshly showered and shaved and all that kind of stuff. I think just he was nervous, and in the hour that it took him to get to you in that hot-ass car, he had nervous perspiration and had a smell. I think it was that. But, the chemistry is that magical thing. I mean, you just have it or you don't. I told y'all with my husband, it's like when I met him the first time, I was like, ew. There was not just like you. I mean, he was perfect. I mean, exactly, but he wasn't big. But I mean, the exact same thing. Sweet, polite, just like attentive. I mean, just everything. Smart, good conversation. I mean, everything was great. But he had that Wolfman Jack beard and that Jerry curl ponytail thing was going on, and them red polyester pants and them red striped pimp socks. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I looked at that hot mess. I was like, oh no. You just know. There was no chemistry whatsoever. But by the time my brother told him what I didn't like, right? I never told him, my brother told him. And then he says, well, just give me one more chance, give me one more chance. So he came to pick me up. I'll never forget this. It's like a movie. Because, he rings the bell, right? And my door didn't have the peephole was too tall. I mean, I'm short. I had to stand on my tiptoes and stand on something to see through the peephole. But anyway, I didn't, so I just opened the door because I knew it was him. And it was like, like the light, like they showed a halo. He had cut that thing off his head, trimmed that beard down, so he just had the thing right here. You could see he had dimples, and his eyes were bright and shiny. He was all happy to see me and stuff. He was looking, he changed his clothes. He had like regular clothes on. And I was like, okay, what's going on here? Who are you? Who is this fine specimen? Girl, and it was love. It was like love, like from that second on. So, a lot of times it's just presentation. The woman has to be able to see you and see what attributes you have that she appreciates. I'm telling you, it was like I opened that door. It was just like something, I don't know what happened. Years later, I still don't know what happened. But yeah, it was unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah. Harpo, who this me? Who this? That's how I felt. But yeah, he had got his hair cut. He had a little part on the side, a little fade and stuff. It was cute. Like, oh, who is this? I want to have his baby. No comment. Question number 23. This is a male in the 28 to 34 age group. He's Caucasian from Toronto, Canada. Summary of issue. Do women even like men? I feel like women hate men. Every other day I see Twitter or Facebook or some other form a post like men are all liars and scum, or quote, men should all start out in prison and work their way out, or something like that. And it has anywhere from 10,000 to 100,000 likes. Wow. I feel hated. I feel like a creep just for wanting to ask a woman out. I have no clue what to do or what women even really want. I seriously actually have a hard time believing women want men the way that men want women. Physically or emotionally, am I right? You're right. Women don't want men like that. You know why we don't want you? Because you guys make it hard for us to want you. You know why? Because we want you and we want things from you and we want you to be like, real, like open, emotionally, to, not to disappoint her, not to break her heart, not to lie to her, game on her, use her, cheat on her, this kind of stuff. That's what we want. We want you to hold up your end of the bargain. We want you to be somebody that we can depend on and trust and count on. I mean, the stuff that women want is really not that big of a deal. But most men don't seem to be able to do that. Either don't know how or don't want to. Either way, they leave in their wake a string of women whose hearts are broken and they're disappointed in men. So you get enough women like that in one place and they start tearing their stories about how men have mistreated them, it's going to seem like women don't like men. But it's like women don't like those men, okay? Those men. If you don't act like those men, then what they're talking about don't have nothing to do with you. So it's just like if we start talking about multi-billionaires, dogging them out. Why would you get upset if we dogging out multi-billionaires? That ain't your little ass. You ain't about in that category. So it's the same thing in reverse. If you're not in the trash motherfucker category, then don't be worrying about feeling bad about being a trash motherfucker because you're not one. That's the thing I never understand about men. They say, well, men, and they put themselves in a category, even if they don't belong there, because, it's men. Women never do that. As we talking about, like, dudes come to this channel, like, this channel is owned by a black woman. Most of the audience here is black. I mean, not everybody, but it's definitely changed over the years. But, most of the women here are African American, too. So when what always happens, though, is, we have some white dudes come here, and they want to start complaining to black women about white women. And I have to be like, hold up, home skillet. You in the wrong place for that. It's like, the white chicks that come here, I'm on their team. They cool. I don't have no problem with them. They don't have no problem with me. We all get along with family. Okay, so you want to come complain about how somebody did you over there. Well, what did you do to her for her to act like that? Think back, because I'm sure there was something you did that triggered that behavior. They never want to admit that part, though. They don't want to talk about that part. But, I just I don't want to hear all of that. It's not the spot for you to come. You don't come to a woman's channel to complain about women. Because you're going to get shot down. I don't care. I'm here to correct women's behavior. I don't need you to do it. And women who you've been dealing with, well, you probably picked them because what they look like, they had a big booty or big chest or something about them. You picked them with your little heads to your big one, and then you caught a problem, and then you want to come whine to me? No. I'm not about that life. I don't have the patience for that shit. Deal with it. You chose her. You picked her. Let's move on. Question number 24. This is a female in the 28 to 34 age group from Vancouver, Canada. Summary of issue. What do I do about my friend of 15 years making backhanded and judgmental comments about my relationship? My friend has never met my boyfriend. He's 50 and both of us are 32. Oh, okay, you better than me. The issue is that she disagrees with our age gap. We've gone back and forth and agreed to disagree. Whatever. She says she's sorry she hurt me and she's going to try to be supportive of me. We've stopped talking as much as we used to because I've distanced myself due to the judgment and rude comments. At this point, we offer each other life updates. My dad died. She's engaged and getting eloped. We caught up recently about her engagement. I felt like I should share an update of my life and told her that my boyfriend and I had bought a house. She said nicely and with a shocked tone that she was surprised we had been together this long. She said congrats. And I wanted to see pictures. I didn't know how to respond to the shocked statement, so I just kept it moving. I've appreciated her honesty and authenticity over the 15 years we've known each other, but the more I sat with it, the more I know for sure that it was a bridge too far. That is tactless and rude, right? No, you're just emotional and stupid. I'm hurt, and reasonably so, I think. Nope, you're not. No. I'm tired of giving people the benefit of the doubt and trying to justify their hurtful actions as only unintentionally cause harm, and I want to tell her how uncool that was to say. Why was that uncool that she's surprised that you at 32 are with some 50 fucking year old man? Don't your stupid ass know? Okay, just look forward 10 years, okay? He gonna be 60, and you gonna be in the prime of your life in your early 40s. What the fuck do you think you gonna do with a 60-something-year-old man? And then wait 5 minutes later. So then you're 45 and he's 67 or something, 50, 60, whatever he is. And then you going to be sitting there being a nurse to some old man that needs care. That's where your life is headed. That's where your friend is trying to pull your coat and make your stupid ass wake up. You don't need to be with nobody that's so much older than you. He's too old. Almost 20 years your senior. He's too fucking old. Now, you could get mad at me, too, because I know you wrote thinking I'm going to be on your team because, your friend, you didn't like her comments. I don't give a fuck. You wrote to me, remember? You asked me for my opinion. I'm giving it to you. You going to suck it up, buttercup, because you want to be with this old dried up, crunchy motherfucker, so then take any heat that you get for it. Now, if you don't like hearing about you being with an old man, then don't be with an old man. Because it's just going to get worse, trust me. Because you're going to be 40 and he's going to be, 60, whatever. and there's you gray-headed and bent over and looking all crazy, and then you're gonna be 40, just in the prime, your womanhood prime, and you're gonna be giving all of that to some 60-something-year-old man. You are out your rabbit ass mind. You need to be listening to your friend and break the fuck up with this fool. Sitting up there buying a house with this ancient motherfucker. Oh my God. She's just gonna be a nurse. She just be nursemaiding him. That's why he getting with her now, so she can be his nursemaid when he gets older. I would remember that movie Diary of a Black Man. She vision she gonna push his ass in the pool. That drown bitch. Yeah, she gonna be a hospice wife. I just don't understand. It's one thing if y'all are the same age and you age together and shit starts happening, but you're in the prime of your life. You just barely into your 30s. You are tripping big time. Question number 25. This is a male in the 22 to 27 age group from Liverpool, England. Summary of issue. Should I tell my girlfriend that I miss her? Well, duh. I haven't seen her in a week and I want to let her know. But at the same time, it might make me seem weak and needy. Stop overthinking. See, this is why women hate men right here. This right here. You worry your ego is coming into your relationship. Instead of being in your heart, which I said earlier, women want a man that they connect to in their heart. When you call her, she wants to say, babe, I just want to hear your voice because I really miss you. I can't wait for you to get home. That's what she wants to hear from your stupid ass. And instead, what you sitting up here worrying about, well, it's going to make me seem weak and needy. That's your ego talking. That's not your heart talking. Talk to your woman from your heart, you idiot, before you don't have her anymore. You dudes are just stupid, I swear. You fuck up so many relationships. And then by the fact that you don't tell her that you miss her, it seems like you don't miss her. How's that going to make her feel? Did you ever think about it from her perspective? Well, God and I had to go out of town and he doesn't even miss me. He doesn't care whether I'm here or not. How do you think that's going to make her feel about your relationship? You stupid. Listen to what I'm saying. Pick up the phone right now and talk to her and tell her that you miss her and can't wait for her to get home. Stop with this. Don't ever do this again, where you start starting to second guess your feelings and expressing them to the woman that you love based on your fucking ego. Stupidest shit ever. Men are just retarded. Question number 26. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's Middle Eastern from Texas. Summary of issue. I have a very bad gym anxiety and it's stopping me from getting my dream body. Girl. Okay, let me see what you... For context, I'm a 23-year-old Muslim female who wears the hijab. I also happen to live in Texas City that has basically no Muslims. I go straight to the treadmill and still get so many stares from others. I want to lift weights to achieve my dream body. However, my anxiety is insane. I'm a beginner as well, which is making me feel even more anxious. Any tips on getting rid of this feeling? I just cannot see myself going into the weight area around a bunch of people and just lifting weights. I hate my mind. I don't understand what the problem is. The only problem, I used to have a client that wore that, and she would come to the gym, and she had she would wear like those old style, 80s style running suits. She had one of those. She had a couple of those, and she'd wear her hijab. But the thing that really bothered me about it is she would be so hot. She was all covered up and stuff, and she would be just sweating, just like her body temperature. It just kind of scared me because she could, that stuff is like nylon or whatever. So her skin, she had no circulation on her skin, and she would get flushed and she would sweat too much. And so many times I had to sit her down and get an ice pack and, put it on her head. Cause we had those fake kind, where you slam it and it makes it cold for sports injuries and stuff. We kept them on the fitness floor. They didn't have to be frozen or anything. And then there was some kind of chemical crystal stuff, and then it would make it like freezing. I put that on her head, and put it under her hijab so it would be on her scalp to keep her cool, because I was so concerned about her having some kind of heat problem. But that would be my main concern with you, especially in Texas, girl. Okay. Now, what I'm going to suggest is, if you're too afraid to use the equipment and you're a beginner, look on YouTube. Type in the search bar, beginner weight training routines. And then they tell you what you need to get. Usually it's like your beginner pair of 3 and 5 pound dumbbells is usually enough. And then you follow along. The people do the exercise and you follow on, and you do it right in your house. Okay, so once you get used to the motions and you to know how to move, then you can transfer that to equipment in the gym. Because the movements will be the same, you just be using the machines. Okay. And you can continue to do stuff at home to augment that. And if you want to use your dream, get off the treadmill because that ain't about shit, and use that cross trainer, the one with the arm. Use that, or they have, I can't remember what the other one's called, but it has little pedals that can either go circular or they go up and down, up and down. I can't remember what that machine is called. That's a good one. Or that stair climber machine. Get you up there. You climb that endless flight of stairs, your whole lower body will shrink within 2 or 3 months. But those are high intensity exercise, so work up to that. If you're you don't have the cardiovascular endurance right now, work up to that. But you want to burn some fat. That's how you're gonna do it. Okay, on those machines, not on the treadmill. Not on the treadmill. And also, when you get a little better, I'll post some of my kettlebell routines on our community wall here on the channel. If you don't know how to do, like, the movements would be foreign to you since you're a beginner, so you probably won't want to do those. But it's just a resource. I'm just saying. So that's more advanced. It's intermediate to advanced level stuff. Once you've been training for a while. But start off with YouTube, just like if they have videos, you just follow along. They go through the whole warm up, cool down, they stretch you, they do everything in the video, and it's free, and you do it right there in your own home. I cannot recommend any particular person because I don't, really know them, but I'm just telling you what I've heard. All right. So you should be able to find somebody. All right, you guys. So that's it. Happy to be back to doing the show. You won't see me again until next Wednesday because I'm going for my spa weekend with my sister-in-laws, and then hopefully it'll be all good. I'll get my rest and relaxation. But I know my brothers were originally just gonna send me by myself, and then the oldest one's like, "No, I'm gonna send my wife with you." Then the other one's like, "Yeah, send mine too." So it's gonna be the 3 ladies. Us, we gonna go. So it'll be nice. I think it'll be nice. So anyway, you guys have a great holiday weekend. Don't eat too much, and if you do some fireworks, make sure you do them safely. Okay, for Labor Day. I'll see y'all later.